Naruto, God Level System Author, Blue Water God. Chapter 176 Asura Reincarnation Qianshou Pingjian. Qianshou reached out and pulled Qianshou up. Qianshou had calmed down the emotions in her heart at this time, and the ruddy face was not so obvious, so Qianshou didn't notice anything. Qianshou was relieved when she saw it, but the sticky stuff underneath made her very uncomfortable. Qianshou, what's wrong with you? Is it still painful? Qianshou asked suspiciously, looking at Qianshou's awkward look. Qianshou's body froze for a moment, then she waved her hand and said, "It's okay, it's just a little uncomfortable." "I didn't expect you to actually be able to do it." Facing Qianshou's resentful eyes, Qianshou was slightly embarrassed, but Qianshou did make Qianshou a little angry this time. "Who told you to bully Sarah? If you dare to bully Sarah again in the future, I won't forgive you lightly. I'll break your little then." Qianshou gestured to Qianshou with his palm. Qianshou blushed, then nodded lightly, indicating that she would never bully Sarah again. Sarah snorted coldly and forgave Qianshou under Qianshou's persuasion, but she still had a lot of resentment in her heart. If it wasn't for the fact that Qianshou happened to meet her this time, she might have continued to be bullied by Qianshou in the future. "Sarah, don't you want to practice? Let Qianshou teach you well and compensate you." Qianshou stroked Sarah's smooth hair. Looking at Sarah's beautiful red hair, Qianshou suddenly misses Kushina and the others. After chatting with Qianshou and Sarah for a while, Qianshou left the system space. He also thought about finding the tailed beast, plundering all the chakras in this world, and then quickly returning to his world. After Qianshou left, Qianshou and Sarah looked at each other, and Sarah's eyes flashed with a hint of fear, and she looked at Qianshou vigilantly. "Don't worry, I have already promised Chen not to bully you." Qianshou gave Sarah an angry look and said. Sarah was still vigilant, obviously not trusting Qianshou. Qianshou snorted softly and went to take a bath. She was very uncomfortable now. In more than 10 days, the wooden clone sent by Qianshou has found Yu and Luwei, and brought them back. Qianshou's wooden clone is not weak, although it is exaggerated to divide 10,000 wooden clones, but Qianshou's chakra is majestic, and the wooden clone is still strong, so it is not impossible to catch tailed beasts. The 5, 6, and 7 tails were all sealed, and now there are only 8 and 9 tails left. Qianshou wasn't in a hurry, and from time to time inquired about news, or went to the system space to have a relationship with 2 beautiful girls who were bubbling away, and they lived happily ever after. Qianshou is happy, but some people are anxious. For example, Qianshou Pingjian. Qianshou Pingjian is the patriarch of the Qianshou family, and he also has an identity, that is, the reincarnation of Asura's chakra. Ever since he got the news from Immortal Slug, Qianshou Pingfeng has been unable to sit still. So Senju Era visited the old rival Uchiha clan and wanted to communicate with Uchiha Kang, the current Uchiha clan leader. However, Senju was ruthlessly driven out by Uchiha Kang, and even almost caused a war. If it wasn't for Senju's desperate pressure, his guards would have fought with Uchiha Kang. Patriarch Uchiha, please think about it. This is for the entire ninja world. No need for a phantom news. You actually came to me to form an alliance. It's ridiculous. The Qianshou clan has such a stupid patriarch, and your Qianshou clan will not last long. Uchiha Kang said coldly. Uchiha Kang, you are arrogant. The patriarch of our Qianshou clan is what you can say. A Qianshou clansman who followed Qianshou Pingjian scolded. I'm talking to your patriarch. When it's your turn to interject, Uchiha Kang is also what you can call. Uchiha Kang said coldly and arrogantly. The kunai in his hand flew out and stabbed the 1,000-handed clansman who was scolding. Kunai's speed was very fast, and the 1,000-handed clansman at the Shangnin level was somewhat unable to react. When he did, kunai had already arrived at his door. When he was about to be stabbed to death by Qiwu, Qianshou Pingjian shot to block Qiwu. Humphrey. Seeing Senju Pingma rescue the ninja of the Senju family, Uchiha Kang snorted coldly to express his dissatisfaction. Patriarch Uchiha, I know you have a prejudice against the Senju family, but the ninja world is in danger. Can't we let go of our prejudice? Even if the world is going to be destroyed, my Uchiha family will not let go of prejudice with you. Get out of here quickly, or don't blame me for leaving you. Uchiha Kang said coldly, and the ninja of the Uchiha family behind him also stepped forward. The grievances between the Uchiha family and the Senju family have been traced back a long time, and they are already irreconcilable. Childish idiot. Uchiha Kang sneered as he looked at Senju Piraeus with a low expression. Senju Piraeus left with 2 guards a little dejected. The patriarch. The of the Uchiha family don't appreciate it at all, so why bother with a warm face and a cold butt? The of the Uchiha family, sooner or later they will be destroyed. I really don't know what to do with arrogance. Obviously, the largest family in the ninja world is our 1,000-handed family. Another guard was also very upset. Enough, don't say it anymore. Qianshou Piraeus scolded in a low voice, and then said, let's go to the Hyuga family and visit the Hyuga family. Qianshou Pingjian's scolding made them shut their mouths. They were still in awe of Qianshou Pingjian's patriarch. Whether it is strength or charisma, Qianshou Pingjian has been highly recognized by the Qianshou family. The only thing that is unhappy with Qianshou Pingjian is that he is too soft-hearted. Patriarch, it is rumored that the person who resurrected the world-destroying beast is called Qianshou. Could it be that the patriarch is here to ask the guilt? Shut up. Don't make random guesses until there is no result. Maybe someone said that the person who resurrected the world-destroying beast is a member of the Hyuga family because of the Hyuga family. Don't talk nonsense, Senju Harem warned. Understood the patriarch, we won't talk too much. The two guards nodded. They understood what to say and what not to say. Although the Qianshou family is the strongest family, it does not mean that they can ignore other families, such as the Uchiha family. In fact, they are not weaker than the Qianshou family at all. If the war really starts, the Qianshou clan will not dare to say that they will definitely defeat the Uchiha clan. The Hyuga family is also a top-level family, and its strength is slightly inferior to the Senju family and the Uchiha family, and it is a big family of the same level as the Senju family. Qianshou Pingjian went to visit the Hyuga family. One was to persuade the Hyuga Chen family to unite, and the other was to inquire about the person Qianshou. There is no wind and no waves. The whole ninja world is rumored to be Qianshou who resurrected the world-destroying beast, so there must be a reason. He has to find out and see if he can get any news. Chapter 177. The Great Toad Immortal and Otsutsuki. This brother, Qianshou Pingjian, is visiting. Please also inform your patriarch. Qianshou Pingjian said calmly. Although the other party was just a ninja guarding the door, Senju Harem still didn't put on any airs. It turned out to be the patriarch of Qianshou. I will report our patriarch. The guard who guarded the door said quickly. The patriarch of the Thousand Hands clan came to visit. This guard did not dare to neglect, and quickly went to inform their patriarch. Patriarch Hyuga didn't take it lightly, and came to greet him in person. The patriarch of the Thousand Hands clan came to visit, and naturally he wanted to give face. I don't know why the Qianshou patriarch came here. After inviting Qianshou Pingjian in, the Hinata patriarch asked straight to the point. Qianshou Arao pondered for a while, and then said, presumably the patriarch Hyuga has also heard the rumors about the ninja world now, right? Patriarch Hyuga's face immediately turned ugly, and his attitude became indifferent. If Patriarch Qianshou is here to ask about this, please come back, Patriarch Hyuga said with a cold face. Seeing Patriarch Hyuga's attitude, Senju Era knew that he had misunderstood, so he said quickly, Clan Chief Hyuga misunderstood. I came this time just to form an alliance with the Hyuga family to deal with the world-destroying Warcraft 10 Tails. Patriarch Hyuga's expression softened, and then he said suspiciously, 10 Tails? I've only heard of 1 to 9 Tails, but I don't know who these 10 Tails are. The resurrected beast is 10-tailed. The 9-tailed beasts seem to be related to 10 Tails. They were all told to me by the Slug Immortal from Shibone Forest. I don't know much about it, Qianshou Pingjian said. In this case, on behalf of the Hyuga clan, I agree to form an alliance with the Qianshou clan. The Patriarch Hyuga nodded and said, forming an ally with the Qianshou clan is only beneficial to their Hyuga clan, not harmful. After talking for a while, Senju Piraeus left. Thousand Hand Patriarch, huh? Chigeru Piraeus turned his head suspiciously and looked at Clan Chief Hyuga. In our Hyuga family, there has never been a person like Hyuga Tatsu. The Hyuga clan chief said sternly. I believe in Patriarch Hyuga. Hirata Senju nodded and left Hyuga's house. Patriarch, do you think the patriarch of the Hyuga family has lied? The news came from the Amushan, so it shouldn't go wrong. Does it have to be from the Hyuga clan when it is called Qianshou? Stop talking about this, and visit other families with me. Senju Era interrupted the guard's words. Afterwards, Senju Era visited large and small families, most of whom agreed to form an alliance. Qianshou didn't know that someone had formed an alliance to deal with him. But even if he knew, he wouldn't take it to heart. Even if they didn't deal with him, Qianshou would not let them go. Me on the mountain. Immortal Big Toad opened his tightly closed eyes, looking at the figure that appeared silently in front of him. His eyes narrowed slightly, revealing a little surprise and vigilance. You don't seem very happy to see your old friend. Otsutsuki said lightly. You really didn't die. I don't know why you came to me, asked the old voice of Immortal Big Toad. I want to know who is the one who resurrected the 10 Tails. Otsutsuki Ui's purple reincarnation eyes stared at Immortal Big Toad, extremely sharp. Immortal Big Toad tightened slightly and said in a low voice, aren't you immortal of 6 paths? How can I know what you don't even know? Toad Maru, based on my past friendship, I don't want to do anything with you, but my patience is limited. Don't force me to destroy me on the mountain. Otsutsuki Ui looked at Immortal Big Toad indifferently. Toad Maru was angry in his heart, and a huge momentum rose from his old body, cracking a huge hole in the surrounding earthquake. As a contemporary of Otsutsuki Ui, who even taught Otsutsuki Ui's celestial arts, how could his strength be weak? A huge chakra is earth-shattering. Even if people at the 6th level see it, they should be alert to 3 points. Kanemaru, you want to fight with me? Otsutsuki Ui's eyes twinkled. Toad Maru thought for a while, then put away the momentum and regained peace again. First of all, He has no confidence in the face of Otsutsuki. And secondly, this is Miyamushan. Once the two of them fight, Miyamushan will not be able to keep it, and Kamamaru has a lot of concerns in his heart. I only know that the other party is called Qianshou. He wants to plunder the whole world. His ambition is bigger than yours. I don't know about the rest. Kamamaru closed his eyes after finishing speaking. Really? Otsutsuki looked at Toadmaru suspiciously, suspecting that he wasn't telling the truth. He is our common enemy. There is no need for me to deceive you. Toadmaru opened his eyes again, his eyes more solemn. Closing his eyes just now, let him see a small fragment of the future again. He saw that the earth was shattered, no grass was alive, and there was a dead silence. Toadmaru also saw his own tragic death, the demise of Miyamushan. Now Kamamaru couldn't sit still, he felt he had to do something. Before, he only saw Qianshou resurrect the 10 tails, and then became an enemy of the whole world. At that time, although Toadmaru paid attention to it, he was not too nervous. Now that he saw his tragic death, Toadmaru couldn't be so calm. Although Toadmaru has lived for thousands of years, longer than Otsutsuki, it does not mean that he wants to die. Let's join forces. Kamamaru looked at Otsutsuki seriously. Otsutsuki was shocked. Not long after he sealed his mother, his relationship with Toadmaru broke down, and basically they did not communicate with each other. Now Kamamaru seriously asked to join forces with him, which really surprised him. Why? That Qianshou is very powerful. I just foreseen the fragment where you and I all died in the hands of the other party. Toadmaru said without changing his face. Toadmaru didn't foresee the fragment of Otsutsuki's death in the opponent's hands, but in order to get Otsutsuki to join forces with him, Toadmaru also lied. Otsutsuki stared at Toadmaru tightly, not finding anything wrong. Okay, I believe in you 3.0. We will join forces when the time comes. Otsutsuki nodded. His expression did not fluctuate at all. Toadmaru nodded. He didn't fully trust Otsutsuki in his heart. He had learned about Otsutsuki's true face a long time ago, so naturally he wouldn't trust him. After chatting with Kamamaru, Otsutsuki and Kamamaru left Mioma Mountain, the spiritual world. After Otsutsuki left, Kamamaru fell into deep thought, and after a long time, he sent a message to the other two holy places, the Slug Immortal and the White Snake Immortal in Shibone Forest and Longdai Cave. He couldn't count on the ambitious guy Otsutsuki. He could only look for Slug Immortal and White Snake Immortal, two old fellows of his generation. Although the relationship between the three holy places is not good, Toadmaru has the confidence to drag them into the water, just to save his own life. Toadmaru will also pull them in without leaving any room. Chapter 178, God Tree. Yao has arrived. Qianshou looked at the 8 tails bound by the chains, with excitement in his eyes. There is only 9 tails left now. As long as you get the 9 tails, the plan will be fully opened. The greedy flame in Qianshou's eyes can burn the entire world. Roar. Tentai roared, his body trembling constantly. Be quiet for me. Qianshou glanced at Juwei, and the trembling and roaring Juwei settled down. I'll take care of you later. Qianshou's eyes flickered with cold light, and his eyes looked into the distance, as if piercing through everything. Did you fail? Otsutsuki frowned slightly. He wanted to channel the 10 tails, but unfortunately he was blocked by a powerful force and finally failed. This failure also made Otsutsuki's expression dignified, and the mentality that originally did not take the other party in his eyes disappeared. Could it be that what Kamamaru said is true? I will really die in the hands of the other party. Otsutsuki murmured to himself in the cold light flashing in his eyes. Forget it. Prepare early. Be prepared. Otsutsuki shook his head, and the power of 13 two paths, one yin and one yang, flew into the distance. These two forces penetrated into the bodies of Senju Hiratu and Yukai Hakang respectively. The two of them are the reincarnation of chakra of this generation of Asura and Indra. And those two powers are the power of the 6 paths of yang, and the power of the 6 paths of yin. At the critical moment, the two of them will awaken their power and become his 2 thugs, which is also one of Otsutsuki's backup. Ninjas in the entire ninja world are frantically looking for Tuwai and Qianshou, but Qianshou himself does not show up, and they can't find them even if they search for a lifetime. Have you determined the position of the 9 tails? Qianshou glanced at Haij with sharp eyes. Yes, Lord Chen, the location of the 9 tails has been determined, in a canyon in the land of fire. Haij said respectfully. Now that the location has been determined, take me there. When the 9 tails catch it, that's when my plan begins, and then you will be a witness to world peace. Qianshou reached out and patted Haij's shoulder. A black curse mark in his hand entered his body without Haij noticing. Led by Haiju, Qianshou soon saw that the big fox Jiwei did not give Jiwei a chance to show his strength. He instantly won Jiwei, and then put a collar on Jiwei. After sealing the 9 tails, 10 tails finally got back all the power. No, it should be said to be stronger, because now 10 tails also has the tailed beast chakra obtained by Qianshou in his world. The 10 tails roared, and the huge and bewitching Jigyu Jade reincarnation writing wheel shone with blood-red light, and the world became dark. Lord Chen, Don't you become a 10-tailed person, Jinchuriki? Hyde looked at the motionless Qianshou, feeling a little anxious. Hyde, I've already got the 9 big-tailed beasts. You seem useless, Qianshou said calmly, with a playful smile on his face. What do you mean? I don't understand what Lord Chen said. Hyde was sweating coldly on his forehead. His body kept retreating, and he was ready to escape. Seeing that Qianshou didn't do anything, Hyde moved in his heart, and then quickly fled into the distance, scolding Qianshou's ancestors over and over again in his heart. Seeing Hyde run away, Qianshou didn't chase after him, but jumped onto Juwai's body and quietly waited for the arrival of the enemy. Hyde noticed that Qianshou was not chasing after him, and secretly rejoiced in his heart, showing a smile for the rest of his life. However, before he was happy, the pitch-black spells spread all over his body, and Hyde didn't even show his shocked expression, so he lost consciousness and turned into a corpse. Looking at the black corpse in the distance, Qianshou smiled mockingly. He wanted to run away in his hands. Could he run away? Manipulating gravity to grab Hyde's corpse, and then throw it into the mouth of the 10 tails. At this time, under the control of Qianshou, the 10 tails also changed, and began to evolve again, becoming a towering tree standing in the heaven and earth, and a slowly opening bud appeared at the top, becoming the final form of the tree. Qianshou smiled with satisfaction. The hard work for this period of time has finally come to fruition. Suddenly Qianshou's face froze. He remembered a very important thing, that is, he would not read this illusion for an infinite month. Do you really want to open one eye on your forehead and become 3 eyes in the future? It's too ugly, even if you can close it. I don't want it. Qianshou kept shaking his head, resolutely not wanting the 3rd eye. Go to the system space and see if the system store has infinite months. Yomori. Qianshou dodged into the system space and asked the system for emergency help. Hurry up and screen out the illusion of infinite moon reading. I want to buy it. Qianshou hurriedly shouted. I knew for a long time that you would come. This is an unlimited monthly reading opportunity. It was originally worth 100,000 exchange points. Since you're so poor, I will charge you 80,000. After Xia finished speaking, a ray of light disappeared into Qianshou's eyes, and Qianshou could now feel the existence of this pupil technique. Seeing that the original 380,000 exchange points had lost 80,000 in an instant, Qianshou felt a little pain in his heart. It cost me 80,000 oceans to buy a one-off item. Qianshou said rather depressed. You need 1 million exchange points forever. Even if I give you a discount, you can't afford it, and there's no need to buy it. When you devour the power of the 10 tails, you will naturally get the pupil technique of unlimited monthly reading. Xia said softly. Qianshou nodded, then said goodbye to Xia and Sarah, and left the system space. He can't stay in the system space for too long, otherwise what if someone comes to pick the fruit? If the 10 tails he worked so hard to resurrect were snatched away by others, it would be a shame. When he came out of the system space, no one came to pick peaches, but the ninjas of the major families had already surrounded him. Qianshou was very arrogant when he came to catch Jiwei, and the one who controlled the 10-tailed swaying came over, and they would naturally be discovered by them. Yo, I'm here. I don't have anything good to entertain you here. I'm really sorry, Qianshou said frivolously. You are Qianshou? Qianshou frowned and looked at Qianshou. Yes, I am Qianshou. Why do you want to resurrect the 10 tails? Qianshou scowled. It turned out to be you, bastard. I finally found you. Qianshou looked at Qianshou with a grim expression, like a ghost. Who are you? Qianshou asked with a frown. What? You don't know who I am? Qianshou trembled in anger. He was beaten by the other party, and the other party looked like he didn't know him, which was a shame. Regardless of the 3,721, Qianshou rushed up too angrily, and was then entangled by the roots of the divine tree, sucking it into a mummified corpse. A ninja who was not weak just so died like this. He died without even showing his strength, causing the ninjas of the major families to quickly back up a few steps, terrified. Chapter 178 Launch Unlimited Month Read. I won't fight with your group of miscellaneous soldiers. You should still die in your sleep. Qianshou used repulsion to form a repulsion circle, excluding everyone, without killing a single person. It's not that Qianshou is kind-hearted and doesn't want to kill people, but that if they die, they won't have that much value. Qianshou stood there quietly, waiting for the divine tree to bloom. As long as the divine tree bloomed, he would start infinite monthly reading. Senju Hirama took the ninja and frantically attacked the circle formed by the repulsion of Qianshou. Looking at Senju Pingjian and Ukai Hakang, sensing the strange chakra in their bodies, Qianshou pouted in disdain. Through the special chakras in their bodies, Qianshou knew that the two of them were the reincarnations of the chakras of the brothers Indra and Asura. However, the strength of these two people is a bit weak. Anyway, compared to Senju Hasuma and Ukai Hamadara, the strength of the two of them is far worse. What on earth are you trying to do? Qianshou Pirao yelled. His instinct was not good. Qianshou smiled and said, I want to achieve peace, and if I succeed, there will never be war. Peace, it's ridiculous. there will never be peace in this world. Yukai Hakang looked at Qianshou coldly, as if looking at an idiot. Ha ha ha. It's really ignorant. If I want to achieve world peace, it will definitely be peaceful, and there won't be any fighting. Qianshou laughed. Coming to Hokage, a world with a theme, or pursuing peace, how could Qianshou not achieve peace? What do you want to do? Qianshou Pingfan calmed down and asked Qianshou. As long as there are living beings, there will be fights in this world, so I want to exterminate all living things and make everything dead. When there are no living beings, there will be no fights, and the world will be peaceful. Qianshou said with a smile on his face. Mad, you lunatic, what's the point of such peace? Everyone glared at Qianshou. This is to destroy the world and exterminate humanity. Qianshou closed his eyes and ignored them at all, waiting for the buds of the divine tree to bloom. Don't hide it, attack with all your strength to stop this lunatic, or everyone will die. Qianshou Pingjian shouted, and the attack became more ferocious. What's the relationship between you and our Hyuga family? Hinata Patriarch asked coldly. Qianshou opened his eyes and glanced at him, then closed his eyes again, ignoring his question at all. After waiting for a while, the divine tree finally bloomed. At the moment when the divine tree bloomed, Qianshou opened his eyes and flew up. Unlimited monthly reading. The full moon in the sky turned into a scarlet 9-hooked jade reincarnation writing wheel eye, and the light shone on the world. Except for Yukai Huo, who was protected by Suzu, the rest of the people did not hide. Everyone is immersed in the dream of unlimited monthly reading. God Tree world is coming. All the people on the entire earth who have been in the infinite moon reading are wrapped up and connected to the divine tree, including the psychic world, which was also under the spatial control of Qianshou, opened the space channel and was affected. Except for the 3 immortals of the 3 holy places, all the people from the ninja world ended up. Qianshou stood on the bud of the 10 tails and used the God Devourer to start devouring chakra and vitality. The nearly infinite chakra and vitality were swallowed by Qianshou like a whale, and then turned into his own. Through the connection between the divine tree and the earth, Qianshou devours the life energy and the force of nature together with the earth. Just when Qianshou was happy, 3 huge figures appeared, and an old man wearing a white robe with a hook jade mark on it also appeared. Yo, here are a few big fish, Qianshou said with a smile on his face as he felt the 4 strong breaths. Otsutsuki Yui looked at Qianshou indifferently. Qianshou is now moving his interests, and the sin is unforgivable. Young man, as long as you stop, we can forgive your mistakes. Toad Maru's incomparably aged voice sounded. His voice was extraordinarily gentle and convincing. Old Toad, put away your little trick. It's not valid for me, Qianshou said with a sneer. Just a little sound illusion can't get on the table at all. Why are you talking so much nonsense with this kid? I'll go and swallow him. The white snake immortal's eyes gleamed greedily. If he can devour Qianshou, he may be able to go a step further and even transform into a dragon. Thinking of this, Immortal White Snake's saliva flowed out. Damn, your stinky snake's eyes are really disgusting. I'll kill you in a while, Qianshou said unhappily. Qianshou separated a wooden clone, and then let the wooden clone deal with the snake. Stinky boy, you look down on me. The White Snake Immortal was furious when he saw Qianshou let his clone deal with him. His White Snake Immortal has lived for thousands of years, and the 6-path Immortals can only be juniors here. When has he been so despised by others? What if I look down on you? If you want me to look down on you, show your strength. Qianshou looked at the White Snake Immortal with indifferent gaze. Facing Qianshou's eyes, Immortal White Snake's eyes showed a trace of fear, and the sense of crisis in his heart kept warning him to leave here. The eyes are so terrifying. Even that guy Otsutsuki Yui can't compare, the White Snake Immortal said secretly. When the White Snake Immortal was thinking wildly, Qianshou's wooden avatar kicked out a kick, cutting the White Snake Immortal in half. However, the White Snake Immortal immediately shattered into countless small snakes, and then reassembled. If people with intensive phobia see this, it is estimated that they will commit suicide. Otsutsuki Yui gave Qianshou a deep look, and then rescued Senju Piraeus who had been caught in the infinite moon reading. He then activated the power of the 6 paths within Senju Hirama and Yukai Hakang, causing the 2 of them to grow explosively. Qianshou Ping opened the 6 paths immortal mode, and Yukai Hakang's eyes evolved from kaleidoscope writing wheel eyes to reincarnation eyes, skipping the stage of eternal kaleidoscope directly. The corners of Qianshou's eyes twitched. You are so blatant, does your father know? Oh. By the way, your father is here, and it was your father who opened it for you. Qianshou can only be persuaded by this wave of operations. The 2 people who are barely considered super shadow level, under the power of Otsutsuki Yui, have initially possessed the combat power of the 6th level. Can Qianshou refuse to accept it? Qianshou is jealous when he sees it, although he also has a plug-in. He has practiced hard at the beginning to get this strength. Compared with these 2 goods that reach the sky in one step, Qianshou feels a bit hard. With such a powerful force, who else is my opponent? Yukai Hakang clenched his fist and shouted excitedly. Qianshou pouted, and you glanced around. The strength of the 2 of you here is at the bottom, and it's ridiculous to feel that you are invincible. Chapter 180 Slug Immortal dies desperate. Toad Pill. This old man, may I ask who you are? Qianshou Pingjian respectfully asked Otsutsuki. The other party saved him, and he would not forget this kindness. I am the creator of the peaceful order of the world, the immortal of the six paths. The majestic voice of Otsutsuki resounded through the heavens and the earth, as if swearing that he was the ruler of this world. I'll go to your sister's world, peacemaker. Qianshu's big feet were printed on Otsutsuki's face. I was wearing a pair of Otsutsuki that I am very stubborn just now, and now I don't know where I was kicked and flew to. You are the creator of the peaceful order of the world, then I am the creator of the world's destruction and chaos. Qianshu roared unhappily. He hates when other people put pressure on his face. He turned around to catch Yukihua's sneak attacking fist, and then punched it back, deforming Yukihua's face. Seeing this scene, Qianshou Pingjian hurried over to save people, but what greeted him was a quick kick from Sun Qiansheng. A sound of broken bones sounded, and thousands of hands flew out of the ground for several kilometers, smashing onto the ground, causing the ground to tremble slightly. Now that they have started, it is impossible for Toad 1 and Slug Immortal to watch. Toad 1 spit out a powerful water column, which can easily shatter a mountain. The Slug Fairy spit out corrosive slime. Super Shenliu Dancing. All the attacks were bounced off. Qianshu stood proudly, his eyes showing disdain. Heavenly Hand Strength. Yukihuakang and the broken stone under Qianshu's feet switched places, and slapped the top of Qianshu's head with a grim expression. The same technique as Uzuzi, but in front of me, it's just optional. Qianshu used space teleportation, appeared behind Yukihuakang, and hit Yukihuakang with a brain crash. This brain collapse is extraordinary. After a crisp explosion, Yukihuakang fell to the ground and passed out. It's really fragile. You dare to fight with me even with this little strength? Just wipe your neck and commit suicide. Qianshu stepped on his body and sneered. Toad Maru is already breaking out in a cold sweat. Where is this abnormality? And the strength is simply indescribable. One kick flew Otsutsuki. Another kick leveled a 6th level combat power, and then a joke-like brain collapse, and another one was knocked down. I can sense the fear in your heart. Just wipe your neck and commit suicide. Be happy. What's the point of living for an old guy? Qianshu looked directly at Toad Maru and said. Kamamaru was silent. Even if Qianshu showed such strength, he would not give up. There is still hope in hard work, but if you give up, there is nothing left. Qianshu looked at the silent old toad and didn't say anything. He was just kidding. If the old toad really wanted to commit suicide, Qianshu would try to stop it. Although this old toad looks very old, but the vitality is amazing. Qianshu will not let it go. Even if you want to die, you must drain your value before letting you die. This is Qianshu's rule. Slug Immortal, his physical skills are too strong. One punch and one kick has great power. Only you can come. Toad Maru said to Slug Immortal. The body of the Slug Immortal can reduce the damage of taijutsu, which can also be regarded as soft and strong. My fighting power is not strong. Even if I can resist his physical skills, I'm not his opponent. Slug Immortal shook his head. The slug's attack ability is very lacking, and it basically relies on the corrosive mucus it spit out to attack. If you go up to fight Qianshu, wouldn't that be looking for abuse? And the Slug Fairy is not stupid. At the same time, the Slug Fairy is also very unhappy with the Toad Pill, feeling that this old toad is not a good thing. It is worse than that insidious white snake. He didn't fool the Slug Immortal, and Toad Maru was not angry. After so many years, no one was a fool. Qianshu smiled coldly, kicked out a huge air cannon, and the invisible air cannon bombarded Toad Maru with strong air pressure. Toad Maru was shot several hundred meters before it stopped, blood overflowing from his body, and his appearance was extremely miserable. Although it looks miserable, in fact, Toad Pill didn't suffer too much damage. It was originally rough and thick, coupled with amazing resilience, and the treatment of slugs, but it recovered after a while. Where's the guy in Otsutsuki? Could it be that he ran away? Qianshu said with a frown. His kick just now was really powerful, but it was impossible to kill Otsutsuki. As long as he didn't die, he could recover quickly with his 6th path level resilience. Even if you run away, as long as you don't run out of this world, I will catch you back, so I'll clean up you guys now. Qianshu's face became cold, and there was a hint of seriousness in his expression. In an instant, he came to the head of the Slug Fairy, stretched out his hand and pressed it on the head of the Slug Fairy, and shouted loudly. The chakra and vitality of the Slug Fairy rushed towards Qianshu frantically. Just when the Slug Fairy was shocked and wanted to split into countless small slugs to escape, the boundless gravity pulled him back. Seeing the immortal slug in danger, Toad Maru hurried to help. The extremely powerful energy of immortality formed a light cannon in Toad Maru's mouth and hit Qianshu. This move looks like a tailed beast cannon, but its power is much stronger than that of the 9-tailed beast cannon, and it is estimated to be comparable to the 10-tailed beast cannon. Faced with this move, Qianshu did not evade, and used Super Shinra Dancing to bounce the attack directly into the sky. At the same time, using the 8-foot Qianshou Jade, endless light bullets fell like heavy rain, allowing Kamamaru to avoid and resist the attack, unable to interfere with him. Without Todemaru, who is in the way, Qianshou ignored Slug Immortal's resistance and devoured the immortal chakra and huge vitality in his body. In terms of vitality, it is estimated that the combination of Toadbill and White Snake Immortal cannot be compared with the huge Slug Immortal. Under the scouring of the majestic vitality, Qianshou's formidable physical fitness, which can already defy the sky, showed a slight increase. After a few minutes, the Slug Fairy died. The original huge body was now only a piece of skin. A gust of wind blew, and now there is no skin. Todemaru looked horrified. He didn't expect such a vicious ninjutsu. Thinking of Slug Immortal's painful appearance, Todemaru shuddered. Qianshou raised his head, looked at Todemaru and said, "One has already died. It's your turn next." Kamamaru shuddered, thinking of the scene where he foresaw his tragic death, and was even more frightened in his heart. At the same time, he kept cursing the Otsutsuki Yui for leaving them behind and running away. Todemaru looked at Senjuera and Yukiha Kang who were lying on the ground, and then at the White Snake Immortal who was pressed and beaten by the wooden clone in the distance. A look of despair appeared on his face. Slug Immortal's ability to survive is much stronger than him, and it wasn't because he died tragically in the hands of Qianshou. Todemaru has no confidence to escape in the hands of Qianshou. If you like this audiobook, subscribe the channel for more videos like this. Leave some comment and let me know if you guys like this story, or you have a web novel you like and want to hear its audiobook. I will be happy to create them for you. Please like, share, and leave a comment on the video.